Good evening to all the subjects of the Dolphin Thrones, widely dispersed in person, but united in heart. And welcome to this evening of conversation with their Royal Majesties, Alexander and Tahira. For those of you that have questions, please put them in the chat box now so they can be queued up and ready. Your Majesties, your people are gathered and attentive to your words.
Good evening again, Kaid. It's wonderful to have you with us once more. I am lucky enough to have my lovely lady back from the front lines, if you will, and I will drop it in her lap to see if she has any opening comments.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be back. I know I missed last week. Just a quick reminder, everyone, stay safe. Wear your masks when you go out. Make sure that you're doing your hand hygiene, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
So the current situation, as we check with things, the current situation, honestly, is much the same as it was last time. Unfortunately, as those of you, most all of you know already, Patrol War was canceled, and all events through April have been canceled. We have no official word yet about May. However, we would assume that they are going to be canceled in May, but we, again, are not going to jump to any conclusions. We are going to see how things play out with our local officials. When they tell us that we need to cancel things, that's when we will do so. So we're basically stuck at home again. So what can we do now? Since everything is the status quo, we can drink. The reason I bring that up is because we're looking for good activities for all of us to do while we're trapped here behind the quarantine lines. So if you are one of those people, California has now allowed everyone to have delivery of alcohol from your restaurants or your favorite stores. So if you have a favorite restaurant, you're allowed to buy alcohol from them, and as long as it's delivered with a meal. And there are many other places like Bevmo that will actually deliver it right to your door. If you want, you can try one of these apps. There's Drizzly, Drizly, Saucy, DoorDash, Minibar, and Swill. All of those apps will also help you get alcohol delivered right to your door, and you won't have to touch anybody. But remember, try to stay away from the actual stores. I can tell you from personal experience that when you call your lady and tell her that you have a case of Corona, it does not go over well. So stay away from the stores. Let them deliver it directly to you. And I can tell you I'm doing my own personal best to be at least 60% alcohol, as was directed by local officials.
I would recommend moderation.
So what else can we do? Zoom parties. As many of you know, we have a lot of people out there who have emotional and mental demons that they battle with, and the SCA helps curb that. And in doing so, we miss that right now more than ever. So I am humbly asking at this point to all of our B&Bs out there, all our Baron and Baronesses, to step up and find out how to work some of these online meetings. We suggest Zoom because that's the platform that most of us are familiar with and comfortable with at this point. And we are going to now ask all of our B&Bs to jump up and get on Zoom. So that once a month meeting that we used to have that we can't currently, we would like you to step up and have Zoom meetings for your baronies or shires, as the case may be. If you need help with this, we have several people who are willing to help. Meliora, for those of you who don't know her, a social media officer, or Ross, a deputy seneschal. These two people have been willing to step up and help you if you need technical issues. I can tell you currently, Altavia, as an example, meets once a week, and their meeting is spectacular. If you haven't had a chance to be on it, I highly recommend it. And we're hoping other people can do it so that we can help people who really need to have that connection. Because check on your extroverts, folks. We aren't doing so well. Let's see here. And then online court, something else we get to do. We're very excited that April 18th will again be Kaid's online court. Familiarize yourself with Zoom because that is where our court must be done. Those are just the guidelines that we were given by the board of directors from the SCA. Please get on Zoom now and check it out and see how to work it. When you go to the online court, we humbly request that you be in garb and to see what kind of lovely background you can put up. We would love to see some of the great background I'm sure this kingdom is capable of creating. That court, again, will be on the 18th of April. It'll be at 1 p.m. Again, it will be on Zoom, and you can see if you have questions down below there, just send them to crown@sca-kaid.org. Well, that's going to come to me. Okay. Also online is the Blaton Artisan of Kaid. I love the idea behind this. We are very excited to see our artisans compete in this. That will be April 25th. Registration deadline is April 11th, and entry submission deadline is April 17th. All the information, again, will be at the link that is below. So please go there and get all the information that you can. We also like to remind everyone that Live from Kaid happens Mondays at 7, right here. Same place. That comes from our lovely director, if you will, Laertes. He puts those together for us in the barony of Altavia. Ooh, got a lot of those running through my head now. And it's a great show for those of you who miss it. It's wonderful to see. They give you lots of information. They have the most amazing guests on. It's something that you should definitely catch. And of course, we have Royal Thursdays here. Royal Thursdays happen Thursday at 7, but you know that because you're here. Anything else you want to add that I missed on that? No. Right. So as we move on, in closing, hey, we're all learning how to do new things. I, for one, have learned that I love to touch my face. Who knew? So please remember, folks, keep these things up. No touchy, touchy, touchy. Do not touch your face. Remember, panic buying doesn't help any of us. It's my own personal opinion that if you needed 144 rolls of toilet paper for 2 weeks of quarantine, you needed a doctor well before this particular virus came out. Buy what you need, folks. Don't go out there and grab everything you can. And we've all learned that social distancing is important. Stay 6 feet away from people, 8 if it's Nico or Laertes. Keep your distance from everyone that's around you. And we've also learned that washing our hands, we all were terrible at it. Make sure you get in there and scrub in between those phalanges. When you're washing your hands, sing happy birthday twice. I think that's all that I have for the information that we have to put out today. Short court. Your Majesty, do you have anything else you'd like to put out?
Nope. Hi, everyone.
At this point, I'm going to see if we have any questions that we can answer for our populace. That was me touching my face. Are we currently in need of anything? No, we're actually doing quite well. As I said, my lovely lady who hates when I talk about this, she's one of those frontline troopers. She's out there in the hospitals pulling the 12-hour shifts. We have been very lucky that we have some friends who have donated to her.
There you go.
Are there any more questions?
Oh.
There are definitely some fancy backgrounds. If you are looking at Master Giles, his is amazing, but most of what he does is so. And yes, in case you were not here for the last
some
broadcast,
gracious person points out that the royal presence extends 10 feet around your Majesty's persons. So when you wish to have someone approach you closer, you are perfectly safe.
Absolutely. For those of you that missed the broadcast last week, I did banish the entire kingdom from my presence to make sure that you stay at least 10 feet away from me. So continue that. That shall stay in effect until further notice.
That's on you.
The question that I saw jump up there was, will I confirm that there's a Drybergen? Yes, just like there's a Camelot, just like there's a variety of other fantasy places. Of course, in our imagination and in our hearts, there's a Drybergen. Yes, the magical place where the bards sing like angels and the warriors are unbeatable. Of course, in our hearts, there's a Drybergen, but it's not a real place. We call it Alcahede East. That's the territory.
Agnes Wortman asks if you would graciously
Giles is
the existence of your barony of Drybergen.
I think Giles is running a little behind right now, so we're going to kind of reset that.
Understood.
I believe someone asked about the Potrero Merchant Relief page. Do you know anything being set up for the merchants that were unable to attend the Potrero?
I don't. I know there was talk about it, but I don't know if there's actually.
We have heard talk about it. I haven't heard anything official yet through our lines. I will definitely look into that though, and make a note to myself to check to see if that is something that's going to be happening. But I don't have that information now, but I will get it out as soon as I find out.
Not a lot of questions this evening, Your Majesties.
Well, excellent.
Oh, here's one. Your Majesties, aside from the people, what do you miss the most?
You want to answer first? What do I miss most? The pageantry, I suppose. The pageantry of the SCA that we see every time we go to an event, watching people's creativity just explode, seeing the garb that is just amazing, the artwork that comes out. It's one thing for a fighter such as myself to see what I like to call art on the war field or attorney field. I truly enjoy that. But to see some of the pageantry that people are able to come up with to simulate the things that we have seen in the past, that to me is what I miss most.
I like the food merchants. Anytime I could buy food is awesome.
There's a comment that Master Giles is looking amazing, but I expect below the camera there are boxer shorts. Do you care to have a comment on that, Your Majesty?
What can one say, but I hope so. I hope that's the case.
Hey, Giles, can you try to read that? See if we have some video from you? I'll take that as a no. So, is there any talk about the reign possibly being extended or key dates, coronation being changed?
So, the way we're going to play this is we're going to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. There are some conversations going on behind the scenes with the top people in Qaid to figure out exactly how we're going to handle this. It may be that our reign may have to be extended. It may be that we do it online. We're not 100% sure. It is my solemn hope that this is over for us all quickly and that it won't affect the next reign. However, we haven't quite nailed down exactly how we will handle it should it go into that. Right now, we're still waiting to hear from local officials and from government officials to tell us when this might be coming to an end or if it's coming to an end in the near future. Should it affect, obviously, those dates. But right now, we're just sort of hoping that it goes that way, but we are preparing for it behind the scenes. And as soon as we have that information nailed down, we will let everybody know.
Okay.
There is a Petro relief page I see scrolling through the comments here that I just sort of caught out of the corner of my eye.
Yes, if you want to read that out.
Right. So for those of you right down here in the comments, there is the Petro Merchant Relief Facebook page. As I don't have all the information for it, I would suggest that you go to that. It's www.facebook.com group/239-4318-07103209. I say that really fast like anyone's going to write that down. But it's on the page. It's in the comments that you need to go back and find it.
Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions, Your Majesty.
Excellent. Well, I hope we have answered some questions for you. We won't keep all of you tonight. We hope that this has been as fun for you as it has been for us. We like knowing that we're reaching out and touching some of our people, even if we can't see them. I do want to say thank you to all the people who have helped us during this reign. Some amazing things have been done, especially online. So people go on there. Do not forget the Blaton Artisan. Go and check that out. Even if you're not competing, you can go and watch. There's going to be a populace judging for that particular event. Online court, April 18th. Please make sure you're there. And in conclusion, I obviously want to thank Master Giles for announcing us in tonight. Laertes, thank you so much for all that you have done for this kingdom and all that you currently and keep doing by producing all these for us. And I'm also going to have to say thank you to Her Highness Catherine, who has helped me behind the scenes, and my daughter, Lana, who is doing way more work than she should for her father, who is not as tech savvy as she is. Thank you, everyone, for all the assistance and help. It's wonderful to know that we have this much support. Thank you, Qaid.
Good night, Your Majesty.
Oh, he tried. Good night.